Hey, divines are absolutely welcome because I'm nearly empty on maps. So, what I'm doing this one, and I want to be sure about breaches. I'm super unhappy with these breaches. I don't want the hive. Enrage the hive. I don't want the hive anymore. Or maybe I need a hive. Oh, I'll do the hive. I'll show you how to do the hive. There is a boss. It's important this map because you're doing with one set of scarabs 2 times. 2 additional modifiers. That's cheap and that's cool. Okay. Magic more, less recovery rate life, but it's still some recovery rate. And let's go. Am I missing something? No. Good, 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 good. I'm passing through the whole map first. My filter is insanely strict. Uber plus strict. And I'm not farming currencies in general in here. I'm farming blood, and after that I'm gambling. And with a gamble, you can play 3 days for nothing, and on the 4th day, this is quantity always. Few things, that's bullshit. We don't need this. Kill the boss. The shapers. You're not doing this one as well. You just go in the middle and that's it. We have the nameless here. I'm definitely not interested for the nameless here. And that's interesting. Now it's important this one. You're not activating, you're not getting insight in here, and I'll explain you why. Just be sure that you're doing most of the packs. So yeah, and now you're getting insight. You need air explode, difficulty, reward monsters, more scarabs. So you're getting here. I think that I picked up something about chaos damage over time when you use a flask. Yeah, definitely, you see, it's killing me. I think that I'll die again, so I'm not rushing. Okay, I'm regaining life now. So I'm just not activating Righteous Fire. So I'm looking here. And now you want to do it faster, so straight. It's not important. And just watch now. 8,500. And I was unlucky to have quantity. And now On the nameless here is good. This one is good. 15 attack, that's good as well. Hold on.
For a quick meal or a sardine fast, believing it's simple and healthy, but you're likely making a huge mistake from the moment you choose the can. Today, I'll show you the 7 shocking mistakes that many people make with sardines. And of course, I'll share essential tips for you to learn how to make the most of sardines in the right way. But before we get into mistakes, it's worth taking a moment to appreciate why sardines have become so popular. Right off the bat, these little fish are insanely nutrient dense, packed with omega-3s, vitamins, and cardioprotective minerals. But if you've ever tried the sardine challenge, you already know that the real magic is how they absolutely crush hunger and get you more in tune with your body's natural hunger signals. The fatty protein flips on appetite-suppressing hormones and ramps up bile production, so every meal keeps you fuller for longer, and while it's not technically a fast, going 72 hours eating only sardines is one of the easiest ways I've ever heard of to kickstart results you can actually see or feel immediately. Plus, sardines are ridiculously safe to eat. Being small fish, you don't have to stress about mercury, and they even provide selenium, which helps neutralize toxins like mercury, so you can eat until you're completely satisfied. On top of that, research backs up their power. One RCT found that eating 100 grams of sardines 5 times a week for just 6 months pushed people with type 2 diabetes into a lower risk zone for coronary heart disease, all from a humble little fish. That's why sardines have such a cult following in the carnivore community, and that's why they're especially important for women looking to shed stubborn belly fat. They're a natural concentrated source of iodine, which is essential for thyroid health, hormone balance, energy, and metabolism. And many people, particularly women, don't get nearly enough. Iodine deficiency affects about 2.2 billion people worldwide. And if you're a fan of Dr. Elizabeth Bright, you know she's a huge advocate for getting more iodine, especially since most people are unknowingly deficient. Now, if you've been following Dr. Bright, booking a one-on-one consultation could mean waiting up to 7 months. She's a leading expert in hormone health and gets real results for all of her patients. While she's already written 3 incredible books for all of you on her waitlist, we know you're still craving that personal connection with Dr. Bright. That's why I am beyond thrilled that we are launching something brand new. Dr. Bright and I are teaming up to create an exclusive community workshop led by Dr. Bright herself. Expert troubleshooting from her on your lab work with next best steps to heal the way that you need to. Dr. Bright is dedicating all her time to this workshop with coaching calls and personalized guidance, not just every week, but 3 times a week. Spots always fill up fast, so make sure to grab your spot for the next cycle by clicking the link in the description box. Now, let's get started with mistake number 1. The first mistake you make with sardines that will screw you up right from the get-go is choosing oil-packed sardines over water-packed sardines. So, carnivore is just as much, if not more, about what you're leaving out of your body. And most of the generic sardine brands out there have seed oils. The most common culprit is sunflower oil, or it might just say vegetable oil, which is just another way of saying seed oils, so don't be fooled. Seeds are actually the worst part of the plant you can possibly eat. And fun fact, the method of extracting their oils was literally invented for engine lubricant. Not only are they the most toxic part of a plant, but they're also incredibly high in the inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids such as linoleic acid. Then, you add in the fact that they are filled with chemical residues from industrial processing. To make seed oils, manufacturers need huge quantities, since one seed barely has any fat at all. So they get these massive amounts of seeds and put them in a mechanical press to extract the fatty oil. But even then, a lot of this oil doesn't even come out. So they use chemical solvents like hexane to extract even more. After that, the oil goes through another 10 steps. Heating, bleaching, deodorizing. I'm not even joking. Seed oils go through 11 steps before they're sold to you. So you might be thinking, okay, I'll just grab sardines packed in olive oil. They're better than seed oils, yes, but even fancy olive oil averages 10 to 12% linoleic acid, and cheap olive oil can hit about 20%. Remember, this is the stuff that gives you joint pain, stiff muscles, and even accelerated aging at the cellular level. So while olive oil might feel healthy, it's not. Ideally, we want our total fat to be no more than 2 to 3% linoleic acid. Our bodies are built to handle that. So stick with water packed, get all the benefits without any of the junk. Plus, water packed sardines bring some extra perks. They have a clean, delicate fish flavor that pairs perfectly with a whole lot of carnivore recipes. They're also way more firm and less soggy, so they hold together if you want to grill them, throw them in the air fryer, or sear them on the cast iron pan. Sardines break down rapidly once exposed to air, regardless of their impressive shelf life when sealed. The clock starts ticking immediately after opening, and research shows that what's really happening isn't just about taste, it's about chemical quality. As soon as air gets in, proteins begin breaking down into those strong, fishy smelling nitrogen compounds, and even the pH starts shifting as the fish deteriorates. So, to store sardines correctly, move them to airtight containers as soon as you open them, unless you're absolutely positive that you'll eat the whole serving in one go. You cannot reseal the original tin, which lets air continue to damage the fish. So the easiest way to preserve them for a short time is to use glass containers with tightly fitting lids. Some brands now sell sardines in glass jars, so I definitely recommend those over the cans. It also makes storage easier with a container you can actually reuse, and also sidesteps concerns about BPA and other can linings that some people worry about. Honestly, I haven't been able to track down a clean water pack sardine that comes in a glass jar. If you guys know one, please do drop it down below in the comments. I would really appreciate it. Lastly, I wouldn't freeze sardines because it changes the texture and gives you this yucky, mushy fish after it defrosts. So I've tried it. Don't make my mistake. Moving on to mistake number 3. And honestly, this one drives me nuts when I see people do it. I remember the first time I tried sardines as a 1-year carnivore, and I opened the can, saw those little spines, and thought, no way I'm eating that. I spent 10 minutes with a fork picking every single one out until the sardines looked like shredded mush. And by the time I finally took a bite, I had no idea I'd just thrown away half the nutrition. And that brings us to the mistake: removing the bones. The obsession with bone removal wastes time and eliminates such valuable nutrition. Sardine bones are totally edible, and here's the most important part. Those tiny bones are actually one of the best sources of calcium you can possibly get. Just 1 3-ounce serving of sardines with the bones left on gives you about 30% of your daily calcium needs. To put that into perspective, that's more calcium than a cup of milk. And remember, the canning process softens those bones so much that they literally blend into the meat. Most of the time, you don't even notice them. You're just chewing the fish like it's normal flesh. The fear of fish bones usually comes from bigger fish where the bones can be dangerous, but sardine bones are nothing like that. So when people sit there picking the bones out, all they're really doing is wasting their precious time shredding up the fillets and throwing away a ton of nutrients. Sure, some brands sell deboned sardines for people who are nervous about it, but those cost more and looks like a pile of scraps because of the deboning process. Also, those bones aren't just about calcium or vitamin D. They're also rich in potassium and magnesium, 2 key electrolytes your body depends on to function best. So if you're eating low carb or carnivore, electrolytes aren't optional. They're the difference between feeling great or dealing with fatigue, cramps, and that hit the wall feeling. If sardines really aren't your thing and you just want a faster solution to getting the electrolytes your body needs, then I highly recommend Element. These electrolytes by the brand Element, specifically this blue colored box labeled raw unflavored, are some really high quality electrolytes that you can rely on. I specifically recommend the raw unflavored only just because it only has the electrolytes our body needs: the sodium, potassium, and magnesium measured out in the right quantities. Here's what each of the packets look like. If you can just throw them in your bag, rip one open, pour it in whatever you're drinking, mix it up, and you are good to go. You all can get a free sample pack like this with any purchase if you go to the URL shown on the screen, drinklmnt.com/SBGAL. I've also linked them down below. The next mistake I keep seeing people make with sardines is rinsing them after they're taken out of the can. Personally, I love the taste of sardines, but I get it. Not everyone feels the same way. Some people might think rinsing will clean them up, make them maybe taste a little less fishy, or wash away some of the oiliness. Others do it because they're worried about the sodium or the fat content, so they run them under the faucet, thinking it'll somehow make the sardines healthier. The problem is rinsing actually strips away a lot of the natural oils that the sardines make themselves, and it's so nutrient dense, those oils. So for those of you who just cannot stand the strong taste and you're looking for a milder flavor without losing any of the nutrition, try squeezing a little lemon juice or add a splash of apple cider vinegar to your sardines. Both cut through the richness and the fishiness of the sardines. And before anyone says, but that's not carnivore, let me just point out that using a tiny bit of lemon or ACV does not suddenly mean you're not carnivore anymore. Who cares about the carnivore police? In fact, those can actually be really helpful for people who are struggling with oxalate dumping. And I know quite a few long-term carnivores who've used this, and it's helped them stay consistent. If you're worried sardines are too salty or maybe more salt than your body can handle, the fix is simple. Don't rinse them. Just pair them with a non-salted carnivore meal, plain scrambled eggs, or a plain air-fried steak. It really actually helps balance the saltiness so beautifully. Sardine mistake number 5. The worst mistake is that most people have no idea they're throwing away months of flavor and nutrition with a single careless move. You could be losing the most valuable part of your canned sardines without even realizing it. Something million-dollar supplement companies and Michelin star chefs pay top dollar for. So here's the reality. The most costly sardine mistake is wasting the precious oil by pouring it down the drain. That liquid is literally the crown jewel of the can. Packed with concentrated omega-3s, fat-soluble vitamins, and unique flavor compounds, it can actually elevate any carnivore-friendly dish. Drizzle it over cooked fish or steak, or stir it into scrambled eggs or omelets. It really adds this gorgeous complex punch of extra flavor. Even better, while the fish itself only stays fresh for about a day once opened, the oil is incredibly resilient and can stay high quality for several days if stored properly in an airtight glass jar. This means you can keep it on hand, and even just a spoonful in the morning or before bed can enhance satiety, keep hunger at bay, helping your body stay in fat burning mode while providing a steady source of nutrient dense, slow burning energy. Omega-3 fatty acids and omega-9 compounds like oleic acid are all concentrated in this liquid. So the very oil most people pour down the drain, that's actually the stuff that actually helps your body switch from storing fat to burning it by regulating appetite hormones like leptin and ghrelin. So if you want to get the most out of your sardines, never throw the oil away. Use it strategically in your meals, or even just take a spoonful like a fatty shot. I want to clarify, this is the oil of the sardines that it naturally produces, absolutely not the olive oil or the plant oils. Do know the difference here. Mistake number 6 is overcooking them into mush. Trust me, this is more common than you think, and I've been guilty of it too. I was making a carnivore omelet with sardines for my husband and thought I'd just give the fish a little extra time in the skillet. By the time I looked down, the sardines had turned into grayish paste. All the oils and textures were literally gone. And the worst part, I'm pretty sure the omelet didn't taste any better. Of course, my husband happily ate it and said it was delicious. Sardines are delicate little fish. Throw them into high heat or bake them for too long and they'll literally turn into a paste. And honestly, it just doesn't taste nearly as good. The truth is, they come pre-cooked and ready to eat straight out of the can. If you do want to heat them up, I recommend sheet pan broiling for no more than 2 to 3 minutes, because it'll add this gorgeous crispiness while keeping the interior moist. You can also just pop the unopened can into hot water, and this gives super gentle heating that keeps the sardines texture perfectly intact. So put the entire can in hot water. Do not open the can, then put it in hot water. If you're going to use them as a topping, incorporate them during the final minutes of cooking your meal and allow just enough time for heating without them breaking down into mush. Mistake number 7 is ignoring expiration dates and storage guidelines. Canned sardines might feel indestructible because they are coming in a can, but even if you know how to store them after opening the tin, poor storage can turn an unopened pack into wasted food way faster than you'd expect. Heat, light, and humidity are the real culprits here, since they accelerate chemical breakdown, compromise flavor, and even impact the delicate omega-3 and 9s you're after. I've seen people store sardines above the stove, next to the toaster, or on a sunny windowsill, and then wonder why their new can of sardines taste funky. That's why the fix is simple, but non-negotiable. Keep your sardines in a cool, dark spot away from heat sources like sunlight. If you keep a lot of sardines on hand, rotate your stock like a pro and use the older cans first, always checking the expiration date before you pop one open. And yes, you can also store in the fridge if you like your sardines chilled like me. So that wraps up the 7 most common sardine mistakes that could be sabotaging your meals and your sardine challenge fasts and results. Have you been making any of these mistakes without even realizing it until you watch this video? Drop your comments, knowledge, tips, and tricks down below like you always do. I just love learning and reading all of your comments. Thank you so much, community, for being connected and for supporting my channel as always. Now, before I wrap up this video, I just wanted to share one life-changing game changer for me, especially since I've been traveling a lot. This specific biohacking product has made such a big difference in calming down my skin. And a lot of you guys do inevitably ask me, Bella, what's your skincare? What are your secrets to have that beautiful glow? Firstly, thank you for the compliments. I really appreciate it. But the skin healing that I got from a high-fat carnivore diet, take the cake every single day. There's no way my skin would be this healthy and clear if it were not for my high-fat carnivore diet. On top of that, I do like to use this red light face mask. It is from the brand Bon Charge, and I literally travel with this red light mask everywhere I go. I use the highest setting for 20 to 30 minutes a night on the infrared light mode for calming the skin, reducing any puffiness, especially if you're losing sleep from traveling international. So if you're a girl, you know how important your skin is. And ever since I started using this face mask, I felt extra confident in my skin because it just gave me that instantaneous glow that I just love. Currently, it's the only thing that I really invest my time and energy into. I do 20 to 30 minutes per night. I just lay down in bed, lay it on my face, and I just close my eyes and relax. Think happy thoughts. Let the face mask do its magic, and it is just a non-negotiable in my routine now. At the same time, I also recommend Bon Charge blue light blocking glasses. These are just so important to protect your eyes from the harsh blue light that are literally in all of our devices. You just can't hide from blue light anymore these days. It's on TV screens, desktops, computers, iPhones, iPads, everything. The moment the sun starts setting and it starts getting dark, I do recommend wearing your red blue light blocking glasses. I love mine from Bon Charge, using them for the past 4 or 5 years now, and they have not broken on me, so they're very sturdy, definitely do the job at protecting my eyes. So if you're interested in any of my favorite blue blocking products from Bon Charge, feel free to check out the links down below in the description box and use my discount code SBGAL for 15% off at checkout. Thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. SVG out.
So you can see in 2 maps I've done like 29 divines from the amulets. Here is another way to farm. Don't open these. Don't open the boxes before you open everything. You don't wanna fuck up your boxes. You can see how many boxes I have in here. And like I said, not yet. That's some extra quantity. So far I have 192 quantity. Is by mistake. You need to know the jewels. I'll start from the bottom. Really? Ah, okay. So that's it. That's mental. So I wanna do something. That's crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Scarabs duplicated. That's mental. You can see 7 additional I haven't started yet. Yeah, oh my god, it's... I need to be sure. That's only half of the loot, you know. No, it's only the first part of the loot. Come on. Dismantle. Hmm. This much was not enough quantity. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. I don't know what I've done. Unique item. Yeah. Wow. I'm just starting, you know. It's crazy. What? That's really interesting. That's bullshit. I need to be careful now. Bleh. It's not too bad. I'll buy one of these. a wasp. Okay guys, I'll come back. I'll go to see my flatmates.